My name is Julian Sharples. My company is CCTV Centre. I'm in charge of the sales strategy for the company. We sell CCTV products all over the world and also in the domestic market in the UK. My position is Sales Director. At the moment we're focusing on an exhibition that we're having in Birmingham at the NEC, and we're preparing the stand for that show.
What comparative advantages do you think Britain has as an exporting country?
I think English language is one of the key things that we take for granted, that most countries have a degree of knowledge of the English language. So if you have, with my products, instructions, they all have instructions how they work. You can, in certain territories, have them just in English, and that's okay. So I would say that's the main benefit.
Tell me about the CCTV products you export.
We sell CCTV cameras, domes and control equipment from manufacturers such as Panasonic. This is one of their CCTV cameras. We have a project at the moment for a 7-star hotel in Oman with 150 cameras like this.
What are the most important markets you export to?
We have offices in Spain and Turkey, and we have strong markets in the former Eastern Bloc countries, from the Baltic states down to Yugoslavia and going down to Turkey, and then the Middle East, North Africa.
What difficulties have you experienced?
There's a number of difficulties when you export. Each territory you export to has paperwork that needs to be completed, and each territory it can be different. You need to know the territory so you know the paperwork that they require.
So is paperwork the main difficulty?
The other one is logistics. Transportation of products to other countries can be difficult unless you know exactly what you're doing.
Could you describe a logistical problem that you've had?
A logistical problem that we've had? Well, luckily as sales director I tend to get the sale, and then we have an operations director who has all the problems. The usual problem is time deadlines, where we supply all the equipment for a project and then the customer realises they need extra equipment that they didn't realise they needed. So we have to send an additional camera to Saudi Arabia, one camera.
And why is that difficult?
Because of a tight deadline. It made things very difficult. They couldn't commission the system until they had all the pieces.
What would make exporting easier for you?
What would make it all easier is if there was one currency throughout the world, and if there was one language throughout the world, and one set of import and export regulations. And this is the case in the United States of America, of course. Generally speaking, each state in America can export to another state in America, and there are no problems.
How many text messages do you send?
I send a few, but not that many.
In a day, I make a lot of phone calls.
How much fresh air do you get?
I get lots of fresh air because I work next door to a window.
In a typical day, I spend too much time in meetings and not enough time doing the work I should be doing.
What have you got on or near your desk?
I've got some pens and pencils. I've got a pile of paper. And I've got a few catalogues from our competitors.